Danylyuk has obviously been in office for almost a year now, and is very well good intentioned towards the types of reforms you would like to see. My first question would be, why do you think you can't implement some of these reforms? What interest groups, where are the blockages, so to speak, that would prevent you from having a more complete overhaul of the tax bureaucracy in order to reorientate, for example, the work philosophy towards one in which tax officers are not being paid or judged by how much money they bring in, but are judged by how much they ensure citizens are complying with the tax laws. Well, let me explain one thing that I think is really important for Ukraine to change, and that would tremendously make for a much more effective and cleaner system. And that is that the state passes a budget every year as to how much income it needs and how it intends to spend it. And that is almost a directive to the tax authorities to how much they need to collect in order to meet those spending requirements. And they divide that out at the national level, down to the oblast level, down to cities and rayons and so forth, such that every tax officer working in a tax office has a plan or requirement or a target, if you will, of how much money to collect in every quarter or every financial year and so forth. And when you have these targets saying you need to collect this much, it ensures that when you come towards the end of a quarter or a period of time that you collecting these taxes, you have to find additional money to meet that target. And most likely, you're not going to go out in society and try to find people who never, or firms who never interacted with the state in paying taxes before. Instead, you're going to return to those companies who have paid taxes in the past and have, what their bottom line is that they have for their money, and ask them to pay forward, whether it be, to pay in advance for the next quarter, or try to suggest that you would come back and find problems if they don't pay additional funds, and cause them additional fines, such that the process does not reward those who pay their taxes, in full and on time. In Poland, by contrast, their method of operation is not about ensuring targets. They require their tax offices to ensure compliance and seeking out that the firms and individuals are complying with the rules as they're laid down. They're not given a plan or a target level as such as is directed in Ukraine, and to some extent also in Russia.